Alright. Things seem to be working. It's good. Right. Oh, I forgot to check my chat. I need to remember to do that. Let's see. Are you working right? I need to do this before I go live. Bleh. Okay. This is working apparently. Let's see how many people actually show up. Oh, unexpected evening stream. Yeah, I had the time, so I thought, why not? How you doing, Andy? How you doing? My favorite cleric amongst the clergy. Thought I'd just come on and chill for a little bit. Play some of that good old Call of Duties. Can't sleep and currently addicted to Slay the Spire. Well, I can help you pass the time a little bit. How are you keeping? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Very busy with real life work and the family and just trying to make more content. Just busy but good is probably the best way to put a lot of this. I'm busy but good. Tell me about Slay the Spire. What is that? I've not heard of that. What possessed you to play Gollum? EFAP. I kept watching the EFAP coverage, and I just kept laughing at it, and so I played it myself, and I've made a supercut that's coming out Saturday, or about 24 hours from now it will pop up. I forget how time zones work, but yeah, I've got a supercut of it coming out. It's an hour and 40 minutes long, so you can watch a movie or you can watch that for free. It's got some got a couple of memes in it, which I think will be fun. I tried to make it a little bit more like edited than other stuff.
Cranked. Once you get a kill, keep killing to stay cranked.
Gotta stay cranked. There's nothing wrong with staying cranked, man.
Cranked.
Give me that good shit. It's a roguelike deck building game. As a Mauler streamed the second game last week. Made me interested in checking the original since sequel isn't on console. Ah, okay. It sounds neat. I'm probably going to die now that I think about it.
Detonation in 5.
I failed. Got one kill. No, apparently we're losing. That's not good.
Cranked.
Cranked. I'm cranked. Been jerking it all night. Oh, hello.
Care package waiting for your mark. We're in the lead. Guard dog ready.
So how are you liking Slay the Spire so
Sentry
far?
gun ready for deployment.
Give me your opinions and thoughts.
Soldier, your sentry gun is ready. Ready for deployment. Friendly chopper inbound.
Alright, you shoot that way. You shoot this way. Keep me alive. Keep me alive, gun turrets. Help me.
Care package ready for direction. Mark the DZ.
There we go.
Care package ready for delivery.
Schmuck. Yeah. You've already got 100 hours in it, dang. The cards and bonuses, debuffs are randomized each run. Ooh. Is it one of those things where it's the imbalanced kind of randomized, where you could randomly be winning and then get something that kills you? Or like makes you fail? Or is it like relatively balanced in terms of the randomization? That's one problem I have with a lot of randomized games, is sometimes they're so random that you can randomly fail or randomly win when you really shouldn't.
Crank. Your sentry gun is ready for deployment.
Let me lay here. Oh, the nostalgia.
Your sentry gun is gone. Your sentry gun is gone. We're winning this fight.
Seems pretty fair once you've done a few runs. You know what potential enemies you could get and what they can do. You can just try and manage stuff. Alright, that's fair. That seems good. I played a decent amount of games that have had like elements that can randomly screw you, and I've always hated that about, you know, I'm a big fan of sort of like
Station in 5.
sort of a, what would you call it, like layered balancing, something like that, where it's like you know, you play a game, and if you're losing, the game tries to sort of auto balance it a little bit, you know, like the game tries to help you out a little bit, but if you're doing too well,
Crank.
you know, it might up the challenge. You know, I like that sort of elastic difficulty that some games have developed. And when it works. Keyword is when it works. When it doesn't work, it's terrible. And it's furiousome.
Your sentry gun is gone.
Ah. Plus, most of the time you can just skip things if you don't want to. Yeah, the only roguelite I think I've really played is a Crime Boss. I remember that was the only game that I really had any roguelike elements to it, but even then it was sort
Station in
of
5.
not the main thing of that. Oh. No, I saw him. How could you do this to me? Okay. Oh, there's also different characters who do different things and get different types of cards, so it has pretty good replayability. Oh, that's pretty good. Replay value is a must. Got my honey badger.
Guard dog ready.
Ah, got my
Care
point.
package waiting for your mark.
Yeah, victory against
Good job.
AI. Shut up.
Command for debrief.
It sounds like a fun game, especially since you got 100 hours in it. Mauler's stream of the second game is on his channel. Check it out. I might. I haven't watched like any of Mauler's like chill gaming streams in a long time. Mainly just because I've been enjoying some of the stuff they've covered in the past. Every like couple of months I'll rewatch the Boogie arc, like the 2 long videos that Mauler made that they reacted to, and then the sort of aftermath in the like anniversary. And dude, Boogie is such a funny person to laugh at. It also helps that, you know, between those 2 long streams and the like 3 sections during the anniversary, you've got like 20 hours of content. So by the time I get through that, I could probably like watch something else, you know. The Boogie arc was peak. It was indeed one of the best things they ever did. And I hope they do something similar again, because that was awesome. For all the right internet reasons, you know, because of all the memes you get out of it. Plus, I like how many EFAP-isms are in there as well. Like Rags talking about his story about going to Charlotte, North Carolina, and just talking about trash cans for like 5 minutes
Team
when they don't
deathmatch.
really matter for the discussion. It's just one of those Rags moments. Pretty funny. And you'll see one of those Rags moments in the supercut of the Gollum thing if you don't watch the full version. What's your favorite EFAP arc or EFAP content, Andrew? What would you say is your favorite?
Guard dog ready. Super Hind ready for deployment.
Yeah.
Friendly chopper inbound.
I've not watched all of them, usually just ones if they are covering something I like, but Spider-Man arc was pretty good. Yeah, as I say, I haven't seen all their stuff either. It's just I've got particular things that... Well, it's pretty much what you said for me. You know, I usually tune in whenever I'm interested.
Juggernaut ready for delivery.
It's one of those weird things, too, where, like, lately I've just not been into a lot of the real BBCs and FNTs and open bars just because they've been covering shit I don't care about. And so I've kind of fallen back on rewatching old EFAP stuff. Like, I'm 2/3 of the way through their coverage of Rings of Power. And so I've been, like, going back through that just because of how special that show is and the reactions it creates. I've also put Rings of Power on the list of things I want to cover in my Media Bytes series at some point, which will be interesting once we get there. No! Why is this team deathmatch so slow? Ooh. Started watching Az play through of Dragon Age the Veil for some laughs. It took him over 2 hours on character customization. It's a nut shot. Yeah, I remember watching the supercut of that, and I think it was Mauler, Az, and I forget, was Metal Commander in that as well? I don't think he was, but I do remember the character creation by the end of it was like pretty gnarly. It's pretty funny to see. That's one thing that's like weird about, like, I never really get too far into character customization in games because usually you end up wearing like armor or stuff anyway that covers you up. But I did appreciate the effort that they put into making their characters look as how do I put this, as racially special as possible based on the different species they were trying to look like. Look like fucking aliens. Oh, Rings of Power would be cool to hear your takes. Yeah, it's one of those things where I've been curious of it. You know, I've seen a bunch of people cover it, but I've never actually seen it myself in terms of like how the experience would be. And I often find that it's funnier when you get your own sort of view in
Guard dog ready.
of the stuff. So I plan to sort of do it where at the moment I'm planning to do a Media Bites episode on each sort of season, sort of as it sort of like I want to do the Media Bites episodes for season 1 and 2 right before season 2 comes out. One, because I think it'll help in the algorithm, just because Rings of Power will be on the brain of many people, but also because it'd be a nice sort of segue into season 3, and I could also watch the entire show like in a relatively short span of time. The only problem is those episodes are really long, and I'm not quite sure how I want to structure that sort of video, because the Media Bites has been sort of a weird experiment in real time, because I've been trying to figure out if I want to have it be like where it's like a topic by topic sort of discussion, or if I just go chronologically across the TV show episodes just one at a time and just talk about the notes that I took that I found to be interesting, worthwhile, or absolute cringe. I'm still kind of figuring it out. I'm wiggling my way through the Transformers arc right now. So we'll see how Rings of Power does by the time it comes out. But I also have no idea when Season 3 is supposed to come out, if it will even happen, so we'll see how that does. Most character customization, I keep it basic and usually have preferred ones for each game. Yeah, it's the same thing with me. Let's see. Makes sense, so just end up with brain rot. Yeah. Az and Disparu reviews on Starfleet Academy were hilarious. Oh, man. See, the weird thing is, I've been keeping up with how bad that's been on the streams, but I've not watched the episodes because I kind of don't want to subject myself to too much of that. Like, hearing about some of the shit in Star Trek Academy, like the officer, like, eating the... Like, a Starfleet officer eating a comm badge is already an extreme low, right? That's already like, wow, we have already hit the bottom of the barrel. And then you got that, what is that, that one captain that can't speak properly and puts her feet everywhere because she's a foot freak or something. It's like, this is not the kind of shit I want to hear about in Star Trek. I'll never watch it, same as when Disparu covered Doctor Who, I just watched his reviews. Yeah. Well, it's one of those weird things, too, where, like, I was never into Doctor Who, but I started to get interested in it, like, based on what I was hearing about the old episodes, and then I just kept looking into, like, the new stuff through, like, different people discussing it, and I was like, ooh. It kind of ruins it for newcomers when the new stuff is absolute dog shit.
Kill confirmed.
It just doesn't work out very well.
Good work, Ghost Squad.
When you make crappy things, it kind of ruins what you did before. Imagine that.
Kill confirmed.
No, don't kill me.
Kill confirmed. Guard dog ready.
I gotta stay alive. I can't read chat if I'm dead.
We're in the lead.
That's a lie, but who cares? Oh, that guy ran back into the line of fire. Yeah.
Hind ready for deployment. Kill confirmed. Friendly chopper inbound. Kill confirmed.
One thing I'm looking forward to as far as new content is I kind of like being on a schedule. I've done that a lot on the gaming channel, and I did it a lot in the past on the main channel before it sort of like became a critical analysis thing. And I'm looking forward to getting back into sort of the realm of putting different shit on the main channel, because I want critical analysis to be the main thing, but I also wouldn't mind if a supercut comes up every once in a while and a rant becomes common.
Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed.
I also just want to make more stuff
Guard dog ready.
because I like making content and I want the beautiful people to have it.
Kill confirmed.
No, what did I get hit by? I don't understand the rules. This game was such a weird game when it came out by Call of Duty standards.
Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed.
But yeah, I've been enjoying doing the Media Bites episodes, and I think once I get into a good rhythm of how I want to do each thing, I think I'm going to have no problem cranking those things out. I'm trying to keep them simple and to the point
Enemy SATCOM
without
spotted.
just rambling on and on and on about different things, but knowing me, that tends to happen regardless.
Kill confirmed. Guard dog ready.
I mean, I was actually surprised when the Doom 2016 commentary was 4 hours long and most of it was analysis. That was actually a surprise to me. I felt good about it because it felt like my brain was growing because I had so much to talk about, but
Kill confirmed.
maybe just been me just huffing hot air. Not played a COD game since I think 3 back on the 360. Wow.
Kill confirmed.
That's way back in the day. I remember playing COD 3 with my best friend over at his house in like 2007 or 8 or something, before I really got into the console stuff. But once I got into the console like wars, you know, I was into the, like Call of Duty during the golden age, which was nice. I came in a little late though. Like, I came in around Black Ops, like moving out before Modern Warfare 3. Which was still fun, but I didn't get to experience the height of Modern Warfare 2 lobbies and, you know, the racial slurs and derogatory terms created during those lobby chats. I miss that stuff in games, man, when we could just be as toxic as possible.
Kill confirmed.
Now we have Discord.
Kill
That's only for people we know. Were you surprised about the length of Mauler's Star Wars Outlaws video? I wasn't really surprised. If anything, I was actually a little annoyed by the length because it was one of those things where I feel like the
IMS ready.
points he was making,
Friendly chopper inbound.
like the points he was making during the like quote unquote like analysis section, like the parts where he's actually doing the scripted shit, all those parts were good. When it cut to the clips of everybody streaming the game and recording it and stuff like that, that's when I felt like the video sort of drug on, because he'd have one clip proving the point, and then he'd have another like 3 clips afterwards that proved the same point all in a row. And it felt like overkill, and I feel like the video could have been a really solid, like maybe like 12, 13-hour video, but as is feels a little bloated, even by, you know, Mauler standards, right? Like it feels like it could have been more concise with the evidence shown, as the clips were kind of drawn out in some respects.
Ghost squad has juggernaut.
And also, I had already seen a bunch of those clips because, you know, they had the supercut that came out. So I had already seen most of those clips by the time that video had come out. So it felt old, repetitive, and dragged out during those sections. But the analysis part was good. I had no problem with the analysis part, and I thought it maintained Mauler's sort of standard analysis stuff. You stopped around the 8-hour mark for a break and didn't go back? I think that's fair. I mean, it's a long video. I mean, it's a long video even by Mauler standards. You know, so I mean, it's kind of hard to swallow at points, and I hope Mauler takes some criticism about the clips included, because I feel like that ballooned the length of it significantly. And I mean, like I said, I think there's a really solid 12-hour video in there if Mauler cut down on some of the excess memes and stuff that kind of went on and on and on.
Nice work, Ghosts. Well done.
But like I said, still enjoyed it. It really is a slog, though. But then again, I say that after watching, after restarting a 40-hour discussion on Rings of Power, so what do I know? Finally got around to trying Hogwarts Legacy, and it really pissed me off. Actual gameplay and stuff I really like, but all the woke shit in it got on my nerves. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it's one of those games that's sort of middle of the road. It's like it's a fun game to play, but the narrative elements and the politics in it are annoying. I mean, whether we liked it or not, I mean, it's still. I think it was the best-selling game of that year, right? Like, didn't it sell like 25, 30 million copies in that year alone? Like, it was some crazy number. Which makes sense, because, I mean, at this point, I think the biggest franchise that can actively pull any weight right now is probably Harry Potter. Now I think about it. Because Star Wars has been raped into the ground. Much of the same for Star Trek, MCU. The DCU's not doing anything, really. I'm trying to think of what other franchise has pull weight at this point, and all I can think of is Harry Potter because it's not been destroyed into the ground. The last few movies haven't been that great, but, based on in terms of, like, IP strength, it's still arguably the strongest at this point.
We're in the lead. Care package ready for delivery.
We're just running around this fucking thing. Okay, that could have been better. Give Black Snape his chance to ruin it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just don't get how Warner Brothers keeps just failing this badly. I mean, they've got access to some of the greatest, like, IPs ever, and they just continuously, like, faceplant over and over and over. It's like, just adapt the books with the right cast. Your movies that weren't that faithful did great, so imagine what you could do with a TV show that is faithful. I mean, holy shit. If anything, it's sort of insulting that Snape got cast the way he did. At first I thought it was like a meme and a joke. Then I was like, oh, it's sinking in. Ooh. Feel really bad for Gary and Ryan. Their stream covering the audio dramas was pretty fun. I haven't watched that, but I've heard they've got good things to say about the audio dramas. It's sort of this problem where... It's sort of this weird thing, right, where the Harry Potter brand is so big that you can have multiple projects like going at the same time in different mediums, and it would still be successful if they're done right. And it just sounds like the audio version is going to be good all the way through, and the show will probably not be. Because I mean, this is one thing too. Just by changing Snape's like ethnicity, you've already screwed up so many situations. Like, I haven't read the books in years, but just from what the movies covered, like, you've already got problems, right, about having a black man be pinned up by a couple of white boys. That's already going to start causing all sorts of weird shit. Then you got the whole thing of, like, a black man simping over a white woman. It's you're going to get all kinds of memes coming from this shit. The message doesn't care about insulting us fans, sadly. Yeah. It is a true shame. It is a true shame. And here's the weird thing, right? I would rather have unfaithful adaptations that, tried to respect what the fans liked, as opposed to what we typically get nowadays, which is a bad adaptation that just throws member berries at us in an attempt to get us to like it. It's like the most insulting thing you can probably do with an IP. 'Tis just lame.
Friendly Trinity rocket inbound.
Haha, stole your kill.
Care package ready for collection.
Woo! I think we'll level up and then play Extinction, because I like playing Extinction.
Guard dog ready.
Yep, it's like in Hogwarts Legacy. I've never seen so many diverse characters when it's meant to be in the 1800s of Britain, when the population would be 99.9% white. I mean,
New sentry gun is ready for deployment.
actually, yeah, that would be. Never mind. I was going to bring up something like it
New
wouldn't.
sentry gun is gone.
Isn't it implied in some of the movies that the wizarding world is more advanced, like socially, than like the modern like day in the stories? You know what I mean? I know Fantastic Beasts tried to sort of set that up. Oh, it's time. Oh, great! I get a chem strike and then I can't use it. Wonderful. Yeah, listen to the classic guitar, Hefe. Time to hunt down these shit. Mariachi coming to get you. I'll kill you with my sombrero. My mother Guadalupe always told me to make sure you shoot your enemy in the back of the head. Because he'll never know that you're coming. God, it hurts my voice to do that. I got Spanish guitars, I'm cool.
For delivery.
It's an automatic rule of cool. Oh. Come on, I want to win. Haha.
Mission
Oh, man.
accomplished. Good days.
I can suspend disbelief somewhat, but literally everyone is represented. Yeah. Plus they have characters with diverse names, but Scottish voice actor. That's even funnier. You reminded me of the classic Call of Juarez. Was that really terrible, like, game that came out in, like, the late 2000s that was, like, a meme and was, like, all stereotypes? It was, like, some Mexican biker or something. Am I remembering that right? Because I remember hearing about it. How close are we? Okay, one more match. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to do that voice again for a little while. It hurt. Yeah, that one. Okay. It's funny. I'm in sort of a place now mentally. Why did I put mentally in there? I'm in a place now where after playing Gollum, I'm kind of open to playing terrible games now. If they're on Steam and they function, you know? I've kind of opened a can of worms on that front. Although I am trying to work within my sort of like YouTube budget. I'm trying not to overdo anything. I'm trying to make YouTube a profitable venture, which means I have a budget of about $100 a year to spend on shit related to YouTube, so I gotta be careful here. Gollum already put a significant dent in that. It's not a Vangeris stream without appropriating other cultures like Japanese during Sekiro. Oh man.
What you gonna kill? Keep killing.
I mean, I'm a cultural melting pot. What can I say? I am truly diverse because I can copy any ethnicity and make fun of it.
Crank. We're in the lead. Guard dog ready.
Woo! You're coming after me. Surely you didn't overpay for Gollum. Oh no, no. I paid like it was like on sale, and I think I got it for like a third of the price or something like that. It was at least half off, so I only paid. Actually, no. I think I remember. I ended up paying $16 for the like super version, which didn't actually end up working because I couldn't emote. The game did not allow me to emote for some reason, which I was confused by. The entire run, I kept trying to emote, and nothing would happen.
Friendly chopper inbound.
So that was a bit of a bust. But yeah, I think I only paid like $16.04 for it. So we'll see how the supercut does in terms of engagement. If I get at least 5 views within a week, I'll be happy. As long as I have fun with my content, that's the main thing. Because if I'm having fun, then some of you will likely have fun. it's not really a hard bar to
Friendly has
keep
juggernaut
up.
armor.
I've been trying to play different things other than my usual, work through my backlog of games before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out on Xbox. I feel you there. I've been trying to get through different things here and there. I want to have it be a thing where whenever I do a Media Bytes episode on a video game, I will have played the video game like right before I make the video, just so it's fresh in my mind. And it's also like I want to play the game and record it all, put it up on the gaming channel, and then put the supercut on the main channel. Be a good way to sort of cross-promote as well as make a decent bit of content on both. That could be interesting.
Care package ready for direction. Mark the DZ. Care package ready.
Ooh, about ran out of ammo there.
Winning this fight.
Ooh. I'm gonna watch your Gollum videos. Didn't notice until I got the notification on your fourth one. I've been hearing that YouTube's notifications have been kind of wonky over the past like couple of weeks. It's weird.
Soldier, your sentry gun is ready. Detonation in 5. Guard dog ready.
Oh, Michael Myers time. Every time I think of Michael Myers, I just keep thinking he's sort of like a plot device of a character. He just kind of slowly comes at you and kills you. I remember watching the original 2 Halloween movies with my best friend who loves this shit, and the more I think about it, the more I kind of don't like it. But then again, I'm not into murderer slashers type of thing. I'm more of a monster movie kind of guy, kind of like Alien, Predator type of shit. I like aliens and monsters. I'm not a big fan of like poltergeist stuff. I'm not a fan of like hauntings and murderers. I'm more into interesting creatures. Die! Die! Actually, I shouldn't say anything as Michael Myers. I should just float around and be like, just focused on killing shit. Still need to finish the DLC for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, plus grind out the other achievements. I hope you have a good time grinding. It is a national pastime for all gamers.
Nice work, Ghosts. Well done.
Best part of Michael Myers is that his mask is a William Shatner one. Did William Shatner have some part in making it or something? What does that mean? What does it mean? No, they just used a mask of his face. Oh. That's funny, I did not know that. I will now treasure that information forever. And continue to meme it until I die. Let's see. Oh, man. It's one thing I kind of... I was rewatching the EFAP arc of the Child's Play stuff. And I wonder what horror arc they're going to do next, because I know that they haven't done the Halloween films, because there's like 60 of them. And I know they haven't done the Friday the 13th ones, because they've also got like 30 of them. I don't know which ones they're going to do. It would be interesting to see what they cover next. And I look forward to it. I wonder when the comedy arc is supposed to come out, though. I've heard about it for years now. I don't know when it's coming out.
Watch out!
I want to know.
They're attacking the drill.
I enjoy random facts, such as villains in films, TV are not allowed to use Apple products. That's funny. It's one of those funny rules that you see for TV, things like that. But what if it's integral to the plot that the guy uses an Apple product? What if that's part of the plot? I really want the EFAP comedy arc to come out because I've been watching the Naked Gun movies with my wife because I haven't seen any of them. I watched the first two and I've really enjoyed them. I really love that sort of absurd sort of humor. I can't wait to watch the third one because there's only 3. I heard the new one wasn't that good. I heard it wasn't like uniquely terrible, but it was just kind of meh.
Attacking the drill.
Ooh. I watched the remake with my auntie the other week. Was pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I've not heard a lot about it. I heard it came out, everyone talked about it for a week, and then everybody kind of moved on. So I don't really know what to think of that. I don't know.
The drill's under attack.
I might be a good person to view it now that I think about it, because I've only seen the original Naked Gun trilogy like now. Like I'm not even finished with it, so I don't really have any nostalgia for it like some people do. So I wonder if that's the thing that sort of tips the scale for some people. I don't know. I don't know. Definitely didn't have the staying power A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms has had. Yes, I've heard really good things about that. But I refuse to watch it because I don't want to watch something by a creator who can't finish his own series. Out of principle, I don't want it.
They're attacking the drill.
She's McQueen. Retroactively, I'm so glad I never got into Game of Thrones because I would have been pissed at the ending. Because I remember my family had like mentioned Game of Thrones, and I had mentioned, and a friend of mine had mentioned it, and I watched one episode in like season 6 or something with like a bunch of zombies and a dragon becoming a zombie, and I was like, that's neat, and then I never went back to it again, and I'm glad I didn't. Sometimes it's good to be the guy that just says, nah, we're the ones that really survive. The jokes and stuff in the remake were pretty in line with the style of the originals. I mean, I saw some of that in the trailers. I just wonder if it would have the same sort of punch, because, I mean... Because Leslie Nielsen really does carry the Naked Gun series. Like, hardcore, he carries that series.
They're attacking the drill.
There are some really good jokes in there, too. Like, I really liked the joke where, in the second one, when Leslie Nielsen is, like, at that bar, and he stops, what's her name, from slapping him with both hands, and then a third arm comes out of nowhere and slaps him, and he's just confused about it. That was fun. Leave me alone. Meh. Have you seen the film Airplane? Yes, and I love it. I'm going to get my wife to watch it because she has not seen it.
They're attacking the drill.
I kind of want to see the sequel too because I got like a comedy pack of Blu-rays of the Naked Gun trilogy and the Airplane duology. And I can't wait to watch the first Airplane again, and I want to see the sequel because I've heard it's not bad, but it's just not as good as the first one, and I want to see for myself.
Drill's under attack.
Go away. I need to check it out. Never seen the sequel either. Yeah, I know I know that the original Airplane was kind of put on a pedestal, justifiably so. It is probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Like right up there with Monty Python, Holy Grail, and Life of Brian. Like it's up there. Alright, I choose you. You're gonna be my gun. So did you ever get round to watching Dodgeball? No, I have not. I also don't have any streaming services outside of Prime, so I don't know where it is. If it's on Prime, I might give it a watch. But it's on a list of like a lot of things that... I've got a long list of stuff to get through for different reasons. But I will try to watch it at some point. Ah. Speaking of Monty Python, John Cleese has become very based on Twitter recently. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. I wonder how long it'll be before the surviving Pythons get arrested for evil tweets about making fun of people. Things have become very funny over this side of the pond this year. I keep hearing about a bunch of random shit. Whatever happens, I'm sure it will smooth over and nothing will change. Alright. When you say that it actually can't happen, we don't have free speech and the government is going to make it even worse. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I have been seeing different things on Twitter of like people complaining about stuff the British government's been doing, so I hope that freedom can be restored in a more general capacity. I don't know how that would happen because I just don't know the UK systems of doing things, but I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better for everybody over on. I just hope it gets better for the world in general. Now here's one thing. I've been hearing about a One Piece remake that's supposed to like fix the pacing issues of the show. How, you know, because I've been thinking about making a video about how much I cannot stand the anime of One Piece because of how damn slow it is. Which is annoying because I really enjoy the characters and the world building. It's just the pacing of that show is just awful. But yeah, I've thought about making a video about One Piece and my complaining about its pacing and how it's going to change, hopefully with a remake. They recently decriminalized women aborting babies up to birth with no mandate. It's so bloody to see. Yeah, holy shit, that's horrible. Yeah, FNT talked about One Piece today. Might check it out, but I need to get Netflix again. Yeah, that's the one drawback is you have to. See, I didn't know that it was going to be on Netflix until like right before this stream, and so I was like, oh man. Yet another thing that Netflix is going to own. I mean, to be fair, I've wanted to see some stuff on Netflix for a while. Like, I wanted to watch a couple of the anime on there because my wife likes to watch The Disastrous Life of Psyche K. And I've been interested in Komi Can't Communicate, but I know both of those are on Netflix, so I can't really watch them because we don't have it. Maybe that will change. If we have enough stuff worth watching, I will pay for it. I will give the wife what she wants. But it needs to be worthwhile. Because we used to be that couple that would watch one thing on Netflix for like 4 hours a week, and then maybe never watch anything else, and it would just be a waste of money. We need to be better about that. We gotta be better, Senator. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Pop that. Well, the 2 seasons have been pretty well received. Oh my god, the anime on Netflix is so good. Oh.
Spectre 1, heading back to restock. Keep moving forward. I'll return as soon as I can.
I hate this challenge, which is annoying. Yeah, I mean, there's one thing. I've been actually interested in watching the live-action One Piece because I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've heard it skips over some stuff in the anime, but I'd rather take less content if I can avoid the bloat. Ooh. Plus, I'm sure Dodgeball is on Netflix, at least over here. Yeah, I cancel it because I already pay for YouTube, Crunchyroll, and a UK streaming thing. Couldn't justify also having Netflix and Paramount. Yeah, there's just... Yeah, I'm kind of glad that the streaming bubble is bursting, or has already burst, and now things are going to consolidate a little bit again. Because we really were just at cable again, you know, just having... If you want to watch Star Trek, you need Paramount Plus. If you want to watch, you know, Star Wars, you need Disney Plus. If you want to watch... If you want to watch, you know, Stranger Things, you got to be on Netflix. If you want to watch Bob's Burgers, you got to be on Hulu. You know, it's just. I'm glad that we're getting to a point where it's starting to consolidate again, because that's good for the customers in the long run. Because you know we don't have to pay for 15 different services to watch 15 different shows. Yeah, they really need consolidated. It's too much. Yeah, I mean, like, when you really break it down, I mean, aren't there, like, over, like, 15 different streaming services that have, like, a decent pull? 'Cause, I mean, if we... I mean, it's one thing why I was kind of glad that Crunchyroll sort of absorbed Funimation. That way I didn't have to have 2 different anime subscriptions going at once. I know that consolidation can lead to different problems as well as benefits, but... I'm taking it. I'm gonna drink the goo and say consolidation is good. At least on the streaming end. I know that Hollywood's not gonna be happy about consolidating stuff because they will have less things to create at the end of the day. But hey, if you make good stuff, it doesn't matter how much bad crap you poop out. You poop out? Wow. Don't know why that came out that way. Don't spend any money. Alright, so spend it all. HBO Max is coming over here soon, I think, but we already have a streamer that gives you the HBO content. Yeah, that's one thing I've been confused about too, is how much streaming content is like overlapped with other streaming services. Like I remember I could pay for other streaming services through my Amazon account, which is a streaming service technically. So it's like got this weird thing where you're like paying for one service through another service that is not a part of that service you initially wanted. It's really weird. Got so long to go.
The drill's under attack.
Leave me alone.
They're coming out of the smoke.
Yeah, tooth. The tooth.
The drill is halfway there.
I can pay for Prime and the MGM add-on to watch Stargate, or just watch it on the one I already have, which made me happy. I only got it to watch A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and it has
They're
so much
attacking
else.
the drill.
Yeah, I mean, this will be one thing that'll be good with the consolidation of stuff, is that you'll be able to get more content on a single streaming service. So it'll not only be cheaper, but you'll get more stuff for your buck. Which will be nice, because I remember being annoyed about having to split up to watch different things. Because I like watching Bob's Burgers, which is on Hulu. Or well, I guess it's technically a part of Disney now. But it was on Hulu for the longest time. And I'd watch that, but my wife would want to watch like The Vampire Diaries and The Office, which were on Netflix for a long time. I think they're still on there. You know, so it's like having some things consolidate where I can get like different things together would be really nice. Also, it'll clear up space on our hard drives when we don't have to have like 16 different apps to watch entertainment. Not including social media entertainment. Leave me be. I only ever get Prime for any new Clarkson content. There's a fun anime on it from Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. I'd recommend if you've not seen it. Let's see. So is the anime called Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman? Or are you saying there's a show called Old Country Bumpkin and there's also one called Master Swordsman? Because I could believe it either way with some of the crazy anime titles I've seen lately that are like 16 words. That time I reincarnated as a slime with the hero being, you know, something. Just the amount of titles I've seen that are just reincarnating as a hero that has a big dick in another world where I'm dating the demon queen or something. It's like, what the fuck is this title, man? Yeah, okay, so from Old Country to Master Swordsman. Okay. I might check that out. That sounds fun.
Electric fence is live. They're attacking the drill. Electric fence is live.
I'm actually really excited for this bonus episode of My Hero Academia that's going to come out in, I think May is when it comes out. It's like a bonus episode that's supposed to cover like the bonus chapter of the manga that I heard was like sort of like the personal resolution between Midoriya and Uraraka. And I need that, man. I liked the ending of My Hero Academia. I liked it a lot. But I really wanted that sort of like finality to their relationship. I need my romantic conclusion, man. Especially because they were so damn cute about each other. It's not Toru and Kyo cute, but they're still fun. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, even can't forget the Bumpkin. It's funny, just this older swordsman that every young student of his all fancy him, and he's oblivious. Oh, good. I kind of like the oblivious protagonist thing in anime because they usually do it really well. It sounds fun. Oh, man. In My Hero Academia, I really think that Kaminari and Jiro would be a good couple. I agree. I think there's a lot of good sort of couple pairings in My Hero Academia that don't really get attention in the show. Then again, it's also a thing where, you know, classmates don't have to only date each other, so we're just enforcing our own fandom onto this poor franchise.
Approach the hives with extreme caution.
Is there more to drill?
Stay frosty. We've got more hives to clear in this area.
All right.
How many more of these things are there? Grab the drill. Nice.
I remember I would have really liked to have seen oh god, I'm blanking on his name now. Todoroki, yeah. I was thinking the Todoroki and Yaoyorozu would be an interesting pairing, especially because they had that sort of like arc in their like not really, it's kind of an arc. It's like that whole bit when they're training, when it's like two classmates versus like a pro, and they have to outdo Eraserhead. I think that was a good sort of like beat for them with Todoroki encouraging Yaoyorozu. Also, I feel like Yaoyorozu is sort of like an underrated girl. I would totally date her.
Scorpions, look out!
Also because her power is cool. Because could you imagine if you got to date Yaoyorozu and she could just like spawn like whatever you wanted like out of her? You know? I forget how they explained her quirk. I know she can't make like organic stuff as far as I remember, but imagine if she could just spawn like coffee for you, you know? Or like soda or something. That'd be awesome. Oh, Chaco's cute, but yeah, Yaoyorozu's like, if I was in the world, I'd pursue her. Also because she's hot, but it's mainly because she's intelligent and has an interesting quirk and a personality I can kind of believe. They'd be such a strong power couple. Oh, yeah, that's a good joke. I really need to know if the Laughing Hero ever got her wish to marry Eraser. That'd be funny. For me, the Invisible Girl won my heart when you got to see... That was true. That was such a unexpected sort of like... It's not really an Easter egg, but it's like... It's sort of like getting a random dessert that you didn't know was coming. It's like, when she popped up on screen, I was like, this is like the most gorgeous character the artist has made. Like, holy shit, she's pretty. Like, not even going past like, you know, oh, she runs around naked, that's hot, bro. It's like, no, like, she's genuinely just really beautiful. I wish we got more of her. Oh, man, I need to rewatch My Hero Academia now, and... Because now that the show is over, it's kind of interesting to go back and rewatch a show fully when it's over, especially when it's got this overarching sort of thing to it from like the world building and character arcs are concerned. Who do you think Bakugo would end up with? That's a good question. I feel like Bakugo would either go for someone who's exactly like him, but his parents' dynamic is different than... Like, his parents are very different, because his mom is sort of the loud one, whereas his dad's very chill. So I feel like Bakugo would go for, like, a chill sort of girl that's, like, very sort of practical and helpful. So I feel like he'd go for a girl like that. I don't know exactly who, but I feel like he'd definitely go for somebody who's not what we would think. I'm doing that just now before seeing the final season. Just sucks on... Sucks one of the 4 films is only on Netflix. Ah. Yeah, that's the thing. I never saw the My Hero Academia films, and I don't think they're... I haven't watched them. And as far as I know, I think there's only one of them that's actually important, because it deals with All Might having a power suit. But I think that's a basic thing that you don't really need to watch the movie for, as far as I know. But I would like to see them. I've been getting like the Blu-ray collection of the My Hero Academia series as it sort of comes out. And so I need to see if they have the movies out. They probably do, because Japanese content's usually pretty good for having physical media copies of things. Let's see, a bit left field, but that saintly Vine girl from Class 1B could be a shout. Let's see. Oh, is she the one that where her hair is all the vines? Is that the one I'm thinking of? When you say Class B, for some reason the first girl that popped into my head was the mushroom girl that just sprays shit everywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting characters in that show, just going beyond characterization, just as far as, like, interesting powers. I've always liked that about the author of that show. I can't remember his name, but, like, he does a really good job of being creative with quirks and creating unique, specific quirks. I also like the, I like that one superhero that, like, writes text that acts as whatever the text is. That's a cool one. Let's see. No, they're like the Dragon Ball films before Battle of Gods. They're pretty self-contained. Okay. Why is she the first one you think of and not the Big Hands one? Oh, yeah. Big Hands one's pretty good. Old Big Hand. I also think of that one kid that can copy quirks and is always laughing maniacally. There's a lot of good characters in that show. There's a lot of good characters. It's just a good show, and it's nice to have that. It's also nice to have a good show that's relatively short while also being long, you know, because we got 8 seasons and 4 movies, and we're getting a bonus episode, but it doesn't feel overdone because the pacing's really good. Meaningful stuff is always happening, and even during some of the sort of like bonus like OVA stuff, they're still like purposeful. You know, that's one thing that I love about My Hero Academia is my go-to for a good anime, just all around. Great characterization, great animation, great pacing. It's just all around pretty rad, and it is my favorite because of that. There's too many characters to remember every name, sadly. I just revert to their powers. Yeah, I mean, also because most of their names are super Japanese, and I can't remember that for shit. My only real disappointment for My Hero Academia was how Star and Stripe... Well, actually, I don't know if I want to say more on that. How far have you watched the show, Andrew? I don't want to spoil anything in case you haven't, like, caught up. My favorite couple was Gentleman Criminal and La Brava. That was pretty fun. Not gonna lie, I was pumped when he showed up during the final battle. That was cool. Up to season 7. Okay, so you completed season 7? Doesn't she die? Yeah, she dies. And it's the only thing that I would really criticize about the show is her death is very quick, and I don't like that about it. You know, like she shows up, like she's teased at the end of season 6, I think, and then she dies in like episode 2 of season 7. So it's like she's only there for like 3 episodes, 2 realistically, and then she's gone. But her only purpose is really to depower Shigaraki, which you kind of needed at that point, but at the same time it feels a little forced. And I liked her as a character. I thought it was kind of neat how she was like a female American All Might. I thought that would have been a cool dynamic to expand upon in a deeper way. But it is what it is. I really enjoyed the final season and season 7. I really did like those. I do kind of wish they were combined just because it feels like there's enough content there where you could sort of make it one long season instead of having like a typical season and then having a shorter one to end it all off on. But that's just me. I am a fan of long shit. More long shit. Yeah, I didn't vibe with her based on what I've seen. It's one of those things where, like, I like the idea of her, and I like her characterization for the most part. It's just she's gone too quickly to really get attached. This is the one thing I will say without spoiling anything. I was surprised at the ending of the show. I was surprised at how everything resolved with the main antagonist. I was surprised by that. Not in a bad way, but I was surprised because I didn't expect it to go that way. I'm also waiting on the latest Frieren and Jujutsu Kaisen seasons finishing and being dubbed to watch them all. Yeah, I need to watch Frieren. I've heard it's really good. I need to. I've watched the first like couple episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen with my wife, and I look forward to watching more. I liked it. Just we haven't caught up on it because we've been busy watching other stuff. We've been going through the original Dragon Ball, and it's been fun, but it has been. I have been annoyed by some of the filler episodes that are very obvious filler episodes, because like next to nothing important happens in them and they're gone without a trace. Yeah, I'll look forward to it then. Need to stop getting distracted and finish it, yeah. I mean, this is a good thing about the final season is that it's short. It's shorter than the typical My Hero Academia seasons. It's only 11 episodes, I think. So you should be able to watch it. And, I mean, you could binge it in like an afternoon if you got the time.
Area clear.
All right, what do I do now?
How many more of these things are there? Grab the drill and let's move up.
Yeah, I need to get into Jujutsu Kaisen more, because isn't the 3rd season the finale of the show? I've heard that that's like the ending. Like it's only getting 3 seasons and that's where it's ending, as far as I know. They're both really good. I've watched the original Dragon Ball so many times. Always irked me. He ended up with Chi-Chi. I figured him and Sino were better suited. Die! Haha, points. Yep. We're not done with the original Dragon Ball. We're like halfway through, but I've liked the show for the most part. Although, after the sort of halfway, or sorry, not the halfway point, but it was after we collected the Dragon Balls for a second time, it felt like like when Goku went to revive that little like Indian guy's, or sorry, Native American guy's dad. After that, it felt like the show started doing a lot of recaps for no reason when it didn't do that before. Felt kind of weird. I also kind of didn't like that the Wish was able to resurrect the guy's dad. I feel like it would have been more poignant to actually have the dad stay dead and have it be a learning moment for the boy. But maybe that's just me. I never like the straightforward, completely happy endings. I like there to be a cost to everything. Oh, have you not seen it before? No. I've only watched snippets of Dragon Ball Z. I'd never seen the original Dragon Ball, and this is one thing I don't really care about spoilers because I've already got a decent amount of spoilers because of events in Dragon Ball that I know about, or in Dragon Ball Z that I know about. So I'm not too worried about spoilers. The only thing is I'm not going to tell my wife about them. So we are keeping things secret here. We're keeping it secret and keeping it safe. I want a Rhino to show up. 'Cause I think I have the Hypno Knife thing where I can turn him into a friend.
Electric fence is locked.
Whereabouts are you in the show currently? We just started the preliminary rounds of the second go at the Super Martial Arts Tournament, whatever that's called. We just started that, and we ended off with Goku facing a previous winner of the show. Oh, it works! Now he's my bud. But yeah, that's where we're at. And I've enjoyed the show for the most part so far. It's just there's a couple of filler episodes that are obvious filler episodes, and they kind of bore me because they're so obvious that they kind of hurt. Ooh. Ah, cool. King Choppa. This one's pretty fun. Then you get an amazing arc with Demon King Piccolo. Yeah, I've heard that one's good. So I'm looking forward to it. Also, I heard that Dragon Ball Z Kai is like a remake of Dragon Ball Z, but it's a little bit tighter in terms of pacing. Is that true? And would you recommend it if you've seen it? Because I'm not a fan of filler, and I've heard there's a decent bit of filler in Dragon Ball Z. And I want to know if Dragon Ball Z Kai is worth watching instead. My wife wants to watch the original, but I really want to convince her to not watch it if there's a bunch of episodes that are like filler. Because I read that Kai is like almost 100 episodes shorter or something around there, and it's like, if there's that much bloat in the story, I kind of don't want to go through that. Going through like 4 random episodes of bloat in Dragon Ball got me. I can't deal with like 100. I've never watched Dragon Ball Z Kai, but it is shorter and more condensed from what I've heard. Yeah. I'll probably watch Z normally just because the wife wants to. I'll suffer through the bloat. I'll do it. I'll figure it out myself. After the Demon King Piccolo arc, there's about 6 or 7 filler episodes before you get the last arc, then a short 4 or 5 episode epilogue. I'm okay with an epilogue. It's just if there's like... My main thing is pointlessness, is sort of my main complaint with filler. I'll give it a watch and see what happens.
Orders are in. Approach the hives with extreme caution.
Ammo! I need my ammo.
This'll work.
I tend to skip the episodes of Goku training before the 23rd martial arts tournament. Yeah. I feel like a lot of those are sort of pointless. I'm also not treating the show too seriously because I know that, you know, it's sort of that thing where it's one of those shows that's obviously not taking itself too seriously between, you know, the different things Goku has to deal with. Like, it's not a balanced show like some other anime are. Like, it's mainly a comedy, and I sort of get that. It's mainly about sort of the comedy and the action of it all. And so I don't really... I'm not investing too much emotion into the show, is I guess a good way to put it. I'm mainly sort of along for the ride, and I want it to be entertaining. And I just want to have some fun. I want to have some fun and see some cool fight scenes. And then that's kind of it. Like, I don't really care too much if any character like particularly dies or lives or anything. Like, I'm not going to be like gripping a pillow of Goku worried about his life anytime soon. Not least of which because I know there's like 17 other series with Goku in it. Epilogue is pretty nice, especially since it wasn't in the manga and covers him and Chi-Chi trying to save her wedding dress to get married. Oh, that sounds cute. Think you'll enjoy seeing how they end up together, haha. That'll be interesting. That's the thing, I thought Bulma got with Goku. Am I wrong about that? Or is that something that like comes up later? No, she doesn't get with Goku. He's with Chi-Chi. Oh, okay. I think I must have misunderstood something earlier. Shit, I need to apologize to my wife then. I kept telling her that. I kept telling her the wrong thing. I feel like that does kind of make sense though that Chi-Chi would be with Goku. She seems like a. I liked Chi-Chi. She seemed like an appropriate sort of partner for Goku. They would have made a good couple though, I think. Maybe. I could definitely see it working out. Who does Bulma end up with? Does Bulma end up with Vegeta? I know Vegeta is like a big character in Dragon Ball Z. Just wait until Dragon Ball Z and who Krillin ends up with. She leaves Yamcha and gets with Vegeta. Ah, okay. Doesn't Krillin get with that android lady? I'm sorry, I've gotten spoilers in YouTube shorts that have like popped up here and there, so let me know if they're accurate or not. Because I don't know. I don't know these things. Yeah, he sure does. Android 18. Yep. So, I don't mean to pry, but, does the ending of Dragon Ball focus on Goku's sort of relationship and that's it, or does it sort of expand on other relationships? Like, are we going to see Android 18 and Vegeta by the end of Dragon Ball, or are they strictly like Dragon Ball Z stuff? They're Dragon Ball Z things? Okay. That Star Wars girl did a cosplay of her that got me thinking. I could believe it. Cosplay is a realm of nerddom and fapping that has never been quenched. It is a well that never runs dry, and it will never die. Oh shit, I didn't need to spawn this. Alright. Go away, you jerks. It's time. Her streams are fun for the cosplay. I bet they are really fun. I say with a wink and a nod. Run! Oh yeah, I need to up my points here. I do not know where he's going. Oh, apparently he's coming back. Basically, Dragon Ball is Goku's humble origins, and Dragon Ball Z ups the stakes when he learns he's not from Earth and things escalate as it goes on. That is one thing I've heard. I've heard Dragon Ball is one of those series that just gets crazier and crazier as it goes on. I'm looking forward to when Goku fights the big, like, pink dude, because I remember seeing a couple episodes of that, and I thought the action scenes were fun. Granted, I was probably like 10 when I watched those, and 20 years changes a man. So, we'll see how that goes. Now here's one thing. Is it worth watching the other Dragon Ball shows after Z? Because I've heard that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are the manga, and then everything else is just extra stuff just made for money. Like, I'm not really looking to get invested in this franchise. I just want to know if there's a good stopping point before it becomes sort of overdone. Woo. Dragon Ball Z has a 50-episode fight that's meant to be like 5 to 10 minutes in world. Oh, man. That's going to be hilarious. It reminds me of like Dragon Ball, because I always heard that Dragon Ball was like a defining anime for action, like anime. And it sort of makes sense after seeing a bunch of different action anime where characters stare at each other and just stand. And we just get panning shot after panning shot, just showing us the characters over and over and over. I'd say end of Z because it ends the story. Alright. Seems like a good place to end. You know, I don't want to watch shows that go on forever and have a bunch of filler. That's sort of my thing. Part of the reason why I have trouble getting into One Piece is I love every element of One Piece, but the pacing. The pacing kills it for me. It gets ridiculous with that. There's a meme I'll send in Discord if I get the chance. Yeah, I'll give it a look. All right, let's go back to the matches. These are a little bit more chill, and I can take breaks more often. I was getting parched. I was parched. I was gonna die. Oh boy. Oh god. Let's see. Dragon Ball GT is a sequel to Z that's only 60 episodes, but it's not that great. Dragon Ball Super is set in between the end of Z and its epilogue that makes GT not canon. Yeah, isn't Dragon Ball like one of the most fucked up canons in terms of anime? Like, it seems like every other show negates one of the previous shows or something crazy like that. I've heard a lot of things about Dragon Ball without actually seeing Dragon Ball, but I feel like that's only natural since the franchise has been around since, like, what was it, like 85, 86 when Dragon Ball initially came out? I don't know. Then Daima is set at the end of Z, but before Super, and has things that make Super seem not canon. Oh, man. Fandom! This is where the fun begins. It's that meme just brought to life in anime form. Why is my computer fan not running? Run! Cool this shit down. I'm tired of sweating my nuts off in my office here. Oh. It's the franchise that made anime popular in the West. Pretty hard not to have seen some things. Yeah. Yeah, I know it was sort of the one that broke ground and sort of opened the floodgates. It's one of those weird things where as I think about different stories not seeing an end, you know, I appreciate that the One Piece author has been able to write for 30 years pretty consistently, and I've heard he's got a legendary work ethic of like just cranking shit out constantly. But I have that sort of like fear of him not being able to finish his work, like something will happen, you know? Because he's got to be in his like 50s, if not 60s by now. So, I mean, I worry about a thing where he can't finish his story before something happens to him, you know? You know, and I'm surprised that George R.R. Martin hasn't just died already. And I wonder if him dying will actually spur somebody to finish his series. I don't even care about A Song of Ice and Fire as a universe, but I feel so bad for the fans that have to sit there and just be lambasted year after year with their series not continuing because the author's just such a fat lazy fuck, just for lack of a better phrase. The One Piece author has already printed the final chapter and sunk it in the ocean. He's going to reveal its coordinates when the rest is done. Oh, that'd be a great reveal if the One Piece is just a time machine that sends the crew back to the first episode of the anime. That'd be a funny way to end a series that went on for like 30 years. Is just have it be a closed loop. That'd be fucking insane, and people would be pissed. But I feel like it would be a really funny ending. Well, that's probably coming from a guy that's not that invested in One Piece because of things I've been over. This is one thing, though. I'm glad that the My Hero Academia author got to finish his story and finished it pretty quickly, I think. Because I think it started in 2014 and ended in 2024, I think? I think it went for about 10 years.
Losing Bravo. Guard dog ready. We lost B.
Ooh. The fact One Piece is so long is the only reason I've not started it. Yeah, I mean, like... But it's one of those things, too, when you look at it in terms of just, like, sheer content, right, is... You know, you look at, like, Dragon Ball, for example, right? Each series is, like, maybe 100 or 2 episodes, you know, maximum, right? So it's not that bad. It's like, okay, that's like a whole story being told there, right? It's not like a super short story, and it's also not ridiculously long like One Piece is. You know, but when you look at One Piece and it's, like, on, like, season 19 or something, and it's got 8 billion episodes, or I think the final count was 1,146. Is so far, it's like when you get into that level of a show with a single story about a single group of people, like you're getting to the point where stuff has to be spread thin at that point. Like stuff has to be getting like there has to be time wasted in a show that big dealing with that much shit. I gotta kill my own Juggernaut. No. I'm the same for Demon Slayer. Glad that got to finish. I've heard that's really good. I need to see that. I'm also just kind of concerned with the whole, because the sister's supposed to be a demon, right? But does she get aged up? Because I feel like I've seen like official artwork of her where she's like a child, and then all of a sudden she has like quadruple G tits, and it's like this is just absurd if this is real. That's one thing I'll give anime. They definitely love tits. And I can't blame them. Who doesn't love them? But, I mean, still kind of distracting at times when just tits. They just happen.
We lost A. Losing Bravo. Enemy has Alpha. We lost Bravo. Enemy has Bravo. Securing A. A secure. Losing Charlie. We lost
But
Charlie.
yeah, sort of what I was getting at with the whole One Piece thing was I'm kind of glad that there's talks of a remake coming out, because I feel like One Piece would really benefit from a remake, just to condense it down where it's more easy to sort of
Bravo secure.
just consume, right? Because I watched the first like 200 episodes of One Piece, and I loved the story and the characters, but just it took so fucking long for anything to happen. You know, and realizing that One Piece is made by the same company that did Dragon Ball, that dragged stuff out, didn't give me hope either. That sort of crushed any semblance of like, oh, this is going to be handled with absolute care and there's not going to be any filler that's more than a couple episodes. It's like, nope, I've heard there's entire arcs in One Piece that you can just skip. And it's like, oh, great. I love that. I love hearing that.
We lost B.
One thing too is I'm scared. Like I feel like the more episodes you have of a series,
Bravo.
the more pressure there is to have a good ending. And if the ending is bad to One Piece or isn't what the fans like if the fans don't like it, that's gonna feel like 30 years of wasted time. And I mean, for their sake, I hope it's a good ending. I hope it pleases the fans.
Position. Guard dog KIA. Care package ready for delivery.
I also kind of hope that the One Piece is some sort of joke. Like I hope it's a meme. If it actually ends with it being like the One Piece is just a symbol of friendship, and it's literally the meme of, you know, it's not about the treasure, it's about the friends we made along the way. If that's the actual One Piece sort of like turned physical, I would kind of laugh at that. I'd have a lot of fun with that. I think it'd be funny, but it would be kind of cool, as like to do the meme after 30 years. All right, let's see. She can change her size to childlike or back to her actual size to fight because she's a demon. Oh, so these are demon tits we're talking about here.
Friendly Trinity
I don't know. It just always seemed weird to me. All right, let's see. I'd recommend it. Visuals are really good. Plus, it's nearly done. Just 2 more films. Oh yeah, that's right. Isn't the anime split up across like a couple seasons of TV and then like 3 movies?
Friendly chopper inbound.
Is that how it works?
Juggernaut ready for delivery. Losing A.
Don't shoot me.
We're winning this.
There's very few things I've watched where I liked the ending in any genre.
All points held. Defend your position.
Yeah, it's tough to have a good ending to something that's long running,
Go squad.
because I feel like the pressure builds up over time.
We lost Alpha. Enemy has Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, actually that's a good thing. How many, let's see. There's the first season, then a film, but they made the film into a short season, then 3 more seasons, then the 3. That's just confusing.
Securing Alpha.
I think having several seasons and then a movie is a good way to go. It's a good cap off to everything by doing everything on a bigger scale. But sort of what I was getting at is what are some anime endings that you've watched that you liked, that you thought were either appropriate or like satisfying, you know, or just entertaining? Because I've heard often that a lot of shows don't end that well in the anime world.
Friendly chopper inbound.
Now, granted, I've watched a lot of ones that I think have good endings, but I hear things. There's a lot of hearsay in this sort of weeb world.
Super Hind standing by. All points held. Defend your positions. Friendly has Juggernaut armor. Juggernaut ready for delivery.
Nice.
Losing Bravo.
More juggernauts for everybody.
Friendly has Juggernaut armor. Friendly chopper inbound.
Death Note ending was good in my opinion, but I thought the arc up to it was shit. Yeah, I mean, Death Note's definitely got a downward trend after L dies. It's one of those things where as soon as he's out of the show and we get that little time skip and we get the Nier and Mellow arc, it really does feel like L copycats, and that's just not fun because L was great. Light and L going back and forth was a great bit. I still like the second half of the show for the most part. It's just the first half of Death Note is fucking peak, like serious anime drama. I feel like the ending was appropriate given what happened, but I will agree the stuff leading up to it was not nearly as good as the first half of the show. That's one thing. I really liked the ending to Full Metal Alchemist. Those last, I think, like, how many episodes are there in that show after the big bad's defeated? I forget. I think there's like 1 or 2. But I really liked that show from start to finish, and I had a great time. I really liked the ending. I wish we got a little bit more of the romance in that show. It feels like the romance is the one thing that was a little undercooked. But I did really like the ending credits sequence showing what happens after the relationship blossoms. It was really cute.
What you gonna kill? Keep killing to stay cranked.
Spent all of Death Note thinking L sounds familiar. Then I found out his voice actor, Full Metal Alchemist was great throughout. Yep. Yeah, or sorry, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the one I watched. I haven't watched the other version of it, which is ironically by the same studio, so it's weird to think about. But, yeah, I mean, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is one of the few shows where I feel like every episode mattered, besides the one recap episode in the middle. And even then, it was still like recapping interesting shit. So it's one of the few shows where I've been like, that's a filler episode, but I will give it a pass. It serves a purpose.
Detonation in 5. Care package ready for direction. Mark the DZ.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Didn't watch the other one because it came out before manga finished, so ending was different. Yeah. I've heard people really like that one though as well. Like I've heard it wasn't accurate, but I heard it still was like pretty well received. And I read into it a little bit. Like I just read like the wiki sort of ending for it, but I mean, it seems like an interesting ending, even though it wasn't technically correct in a weird sort of way. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist surprised me, and this is one thing I have yet to not enjoy the majority of a show by Studio Bones. They know what they're doing when they make a show. Good pacing, good animation, interesting characters, and you know, just Studio Bones knows what the fuck they're doing, and they're good. The only thing I was disappointed by with Studio Bones, which isn't really their fault, was the ending to Soul Eater. I remember really loving Soul Eater from the beginning right up until the finale. The finale kind of broke me, and I was like, oh, come on. It was one of those endings where it was like, you know, not being afraid was the answer to this big enemy, and I was like, that's just fucking lame. Everything else up to it was cool. sucks. Just that ending. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but maybe I'll get it more this if I watch it. But like if I rewatch it, but I don't know. Just that's the one thing that from Bones that I've been disappointed by was the ending, and even then, it's not really their fault.
SATCOM ready.
Oh.
SATCOM uplink enabled.
See, quite a lot of animes I've been watching recently aren't done yet, so I'm hoping the ending meets the standard so far. Yeah, hopefully. Attack on Titan is one I keep meaning to watch, but I heard the ending is divisive. Yeah, I've read into the ending, and it just... Having not watched a lot of the show, all I can really say without like spoiling anything from what I heard is that based on what the first couple of episodes show you about the show, the ending doesn't seem like the type of ending that would happen in a show like that. Like the ending seems wildly different than what the show starts out as. And that feels strange. Now, I don't have the full context, but from everything I've read about the ending, it's very weird by comparison to what the show sort of is in its inception. The show also got broken up into like 15 different sections for like its ending season, so that gets confusing to keep track of. I'm really tired of seasons having season 5 part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.1. It's like just have your show, have your season, finish it. So, Tokyo Ghoul, I quite liked the first 2 seasons, and how they ended the third one, I didn't bother finishing. Yeah, that was similar to us. The first season I really liked. The second season I got confused, and the third season I had no idea what the fuck was going on. You know, and it was... You know, I think the thing that irks me more about bad endings is when it's good potential that's paid off badly. You know, like Tokyo Ghoul and Soul Eater both have... And Attack on Titan both have, like, interesting premises. It's just the endings just don't satisfy to a large degree, and it's sort of annoying to see. Well, it's not really annoying. It's just sort of disappointing to see that, especially when you're invested in a show that's like, you know, 60, 70, 80 episodes, maybe more. The Castlevania anime on Netflix, I quite liked that, and how it ended. Then its sequel series was utter garbage. Not the garbage. I've heard some of the Netflix anime is kind of hit or miss. It's like they do a good job of adapting things sometimes, and they make interesting stories, but sometimes you get random extra shit. I've heard a lot of different things about a lot of different shows. Let's just put it that way.
Nice work, Ghosts. Well done.
I remember the ending of the it's not really a reboot, but the sort of the remake of Fruits Basket. That the ending of that anime was really sort of bittersweet in that sense, and without spoilers, it's like the ending of Fruits Basket was very, very appropriate, but I wanted to see more. But it was that thing where it's appropriate. I know it's appropriate. It's logically appropriate. But I really wanted to see like an extra episode that sort of continued things. I just wanted to see more of the characters, I guess. And I guess that's the mark of a good show, is just you want to see more. Can't remember what one I watched, but it had the same voice actor as Izuku, and it really took me out of the show. I don't know which one you'd be talking about based off of that. I remember starting Black Clover and enjoying that for a little bit, but I heard that fans are like seeing an ending coming that they don't want. And also, like, the first anime I really got into was Fairy Tail, and I really enjoyed everything up to the time skip in it, and then everything afterward felt a little forced. And then the ending of Fairy Tail felt like an ending of a season, not the ending of a series. You know, it just didn't feel appropriate.
Ghost Squad, secure your objectives.
And then they made another show that's a sequel show, so it's like, well, okay, I guess it makes sense now, but it's still not.
Securing Bravo.
It doesn't feel appropriate.
Enemy has Alpha. Charlie secure. Bravo secure.
I will forever be on Lucy Hartfilia's side, though. She is my go-to anime woman. She's smart, she's sweet, she's got interesting powers, a cool backstory, and she's hot. It's everything you want in a
We lost Charlie.
anime female.
Enemy has Bravo. Enemy has Charlie. Alpha secure. We've lost the lead.
I watched the Cyberpunk Edgerunners one on Netflix. Its ending was pretty good, but it had the same voice actor who does the main character in Demon Slayer, and freaked me out hearing him swear.
Securing B.
Yeah, it's funny when you hear voice actors from different things appear in different things, and they're totally different.
Secure.
It's like the first time when you hear like someone in a Barney voice swear, you know,
Enemy has A.
or when you find out that like one of the like Teletubbies did lesbian porn. It's like, okay, that just completely changes my perspective on everything revolving around that now.
We're in the lead.
It's like, what the fuck? So it's like you get burdened with cursed knowledge.
Losing Bravo. We lost Bravo. Enemy has Bravo.
Kaoru from Rurouni Kenshin is one of my ideal female anime girls. I have not seen that.
Spotted. Guard dog killed in action.
Describe her in great detail. Characterization, looks, bust size, all the stuff.
All points held. Defend your positions. Losing Bravo. Losing Alpha.
There's one thing too, like, kind of going back to like, since we're talking about anime waifus.
Lost Alpha.
Lucy Hartfilia is sort of my go-to for like a really one I would pick,
Has Alpha.
but I feel like Toru from Fruits Basket would be a really great wife. And also just like my heart melts every time Toru does anything. She is such a damn sweetheart.
Guard dog ready.
What are you guys doing up there? Come down here, fight,
For deployment.
do shit.
All points held. Defend your positions.
Ugh.
Time standing by. We lost C.
Ugh, I'm just gonna guard A so I can chat.
Losing B.
This mode is kind of a time waster on this
Friendly chopper
sort of
inbound.
game. You should Google her. She's too cute to put into words. Meija-era Japanese woman with her kimono and stuff. Okay. You know, I'm actually going to do that since this game's just going to run for a while anyway. Let's see.
Securing C.
Oh, okay.
All points held.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of her now. Yeah, she's definitely got that Japanese sort of like, I don't know what time period it is, but she's definitely got that sort of like kimono vibe around her. She looks cute. Then again, it's pretty hard. Like, you have to go out of your way to make a unattractive anime character, so. But still,
Losing Charlie.
she is cute.
Losing Charlie. We lost C.
Demon Slayer has a funny scene. Main character runs to tighten a hot girl's top because her tits are about to come out. Yep. It's one of those things where I kind of have a mixed opinion about some of the fan service anime gets into at times. You know, like, I'm not against like having hot characters doing hot shit, but it does feel like there's a line, and the closer you get to that line is, you know, you get there by overdoing certain bits.
Care package waiting for your mark. Losing B. Lost Alpha.
I also feel like misadventures are a good way to have the sexy moments without it being complete like
Enemy has B.
overkill, but sometimes it really is just overkill.
Soldier, your sentry gun is ready.
Now, one thing I did find kind of funny
Losing Bravo.
is
We lost B.
No. Oh shit, my sentry gun's in a terrible place. But
Enemy has B.
one of the anime that I watched where I really liked
A secure.
pretty much everything about it was Oron High School Host Club. I love that anime. It's so much fun to watch. And it's episodic, you know, so you can like sort of like jump in at random points and have a good time with an episode and then move on. It's not as hardcore into like overarching stuff.
Losing C.
Also, Chi-Chi, when you see her in Dragon Ball Final Arc, looks similarly nice. But does she like get aged up or something?
Enemy has Charlie.
How old is Chi-Chi in Dragon Ball? Like, I forget if I missed it on the show or not, but... Oh, this is also one weird thing about Dragon Ball is, like, the first time, like, Goku gets naked, it feels really weird.
Losing B.
And then he does it again, like, several episodes later. And I know that's sort of, like, intended based on what I heard about it. It's like, it's intended to sort of show his sort of, like, innocence of mind. But when Goku gets naked and I see that poorly drawn peen for the, like, 12th time, it starts feeling weird.
We're winning this fight.
I think she's the same age as Goku. Okay, so she's, like,
Losing Alpha.
12-ish, I guess.
We lost Alpha. Enemy has Alpha.
Actually, I kind of want to look that up now, see what Chi-Chi looks like when she's, like, grown up. I'm assuming all the characters are grown up in Dragon Ball Z, right? Is there, like, a time skip between the end of Dragon Ball and the beginning of Dragon Ball Z?
Losing C. MI-24 standing by.
Okay. It's weird. She kind of looks like what I would figure she would look like as an adult. This is one thing, too, about Dragon Ball's art style. It's kind of funny. It's like the women always seem to have the biggest fucking foreheads on the planet. Like, they got, like, 5 heads, every single one of them.
Securing Alpha.
And it's just weird to me because I've seen a lot of other anime characters that sort of don't do that. So it's weird to see so many female characters have giant heads.
Bravo.
Check Chi-Chi World Martial Arts 23 tournament. I'll give it a look as I just lay here in the daisies.
Your sentry gun is gone. Securing B.
Oh, okay. I take it she faces Goku at some point.
Guard dog KIA.
Not my dog.
Good job.
How did I live just sitting in the grass? Ugh. See, Goku is 12 at the first, 15 at the second, then 18 at the third, and he's aged up to be normal sized. Then Dragon Ball Z is 5 years after original ends. Can tell you if you want. Oh, so do we get a third martial arts tournament in the original Dragon Ball, or does like Dragon Ball Z like open with that? Is sort of my question, because it's like Goku is noticeably taller at the point in Dragon Ball that I've watched now, but he doesn't look different. You know what I mean? Like he looks like a, you know, he's just a dude. You know. Yeah, the final arc is the third tournament. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and ask now. Do they do that thing where they get Goku into a final fight that's really intense, and then he loses the second time, but he gets into a really intense fight in the third tournament and wins? Because I feel like that would be a good arc for the show, where he sort of like gets stronger but doesn't quite win until the very end. Or maybe they could do something totally different. I don't know. Just
Domination.
I've got thoughts on things.
Go Bravo squad, secure your objectives. Securing Alpha. Enemy has Charlie. Alpha secure.
Alright, I'm gonna run to C, and then I'm just gonna camp it while we chat about anime. Because anime's fun. Ah, my legs. Yeah, he loses by ring out purely because he hit a car and rings out just before his opponent. Ah. It's one of those technicality defeats.
Securing Bravo.
That feels kind of appropriate if you're going to keep coming back to a martial arts tournament repeatedly.
Losing Alpha. Losing Alpha. Be secure. We're in the lead.
Oh, he was inside the diner. Damn it. I want to go to C. Who was Teen, the person from one of the filler episodes of the last season? Oh, TN? How do you say that?
Securing C.
So he fights one of the filler Yeah, I know some of the filler episodes had those two dudes
Defend your position.
from like a rival martial arts group that like Roshi knows about. I remember seeing some of those episodes, and those guys have been
Losing Alpha.
dicks.
Enemy has B.
They're dicks and scam artists.
Enemy SATCOM spotted.
I wish I could get on top of that.
Losing Charlie.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Ooh.
Guard dog ready. Securing Bravo.
Ooh.
Losing A.
Oh man.
We lost A.
I'm trying to think if
Enemy has A.
oh, here's one other thing. My wife and I
Securing A.
we've watched a bunch of those like really short, sort of like one season like or two like romance animes. And
Hotel.
well, one of the latest ones we're looking at is it's a I forget what it's I think it's called You and I Are Polar Opposites, and it's incredibly satisfying because the characters get together
Sentry gun is ready.
in like 2 episodes, like officially, and then the rest of the show is just them
We lost
fucking
A.
around in the capacity of a relationship, which I'm so thankful for because we get so much teasing and not a lot of actual relationships in anime nowadays. And it's just nice to see a change of pace. No. I need to catch up on it. It's not finished yet, but I need to catch up on it. See, basically at the 3rd tournament, Chi-Chi goes up to Goku saying hello. He doesn't recognize her, and she gets angry as shit, refuses to tell him her name until he can beat her. That sounds like that would be fun. I'm kind of looking forward to that. That's on the premise of it. It sounds like Goku as well, since he's sort of a dimwit at times, or he's sort of naive and clueless. Krillin and Yamcha are shocked how he knows someone so pretty. Oh man. It sounds like it's going to be fun to get into some of these later bits.
Securing Alpha. Losing Bravo. We lost B.
I mean, my main thing is I'm looking forward to like
Alpha secure.
I'm looking forward to Goku sort of like rediscovering his discovering his like history as like a Saiyan and all that.
B.
Because that shit was always the funniest parts of Dragon Ball for me, was when you get the guys that just start yelling and lights are going off and their hair gets longer,
Gone.
you know,
Securing B.
and the weird combinations of dudes like forming into new beings that are like supercharged is like a funny sort of, it's just a funny sort of thing.
All points held. Defend your positions.
Ooh. Only Oolong figured out who she was during the fight. She screams that he promised to make her his bride. Very fun episode. It sounds fun. I feel like I'll enjoy that episode a lot. Oh, here's one thing. Does Goku ever get like a visual redesign in Dragon Ball, or does he always look like the little Goku, but he's just bigger now? Like, does he get like a redesign in Dragon Ball? I know he looks different in Dragon Ball Z. I'm just kind of wondering if he like if has any noticeable differences beyond like size and like outfit.
Losing C. Guard dog ready.
He has to ask Krillin what a bride was. After the fight, he apologizes he didn't know what it meant and assumes she meant food. Then he says he knows what his heart wants and proposes. Oh, that sounds appropriate and sweet. I'm looking forward to that. That sounds fun.
Losing Bravo.
I mean, she probably will make food for him forever since he's a food gremlin.
Losing A. Lost Bravo.
Oh, this is one thing. Are Saiyans like super hungry as a species?
Bravo. Alpha
I wonder if that's like a lore thing or if it's just Goku.
securing Bravo. Your sentry gun is ready for deployment.
They will never take C. I've got the power of God and anime on my side.
Take your position.
God and anime.
Standing by. Friendly chopper inbound.
Might get a chem strike from camping here.
Losing B. You lost B. Enemy has B.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Dragon Ball. We've really enjoyed the intro music of Dragon Ball. I really like that song, and I like that it's a song about the anime. It's not just some random like Japanese song like a lot of modern anime does. I like how it's thematic to the show, and I kind of miss that where shows used to have thematic stuff.
Friendly chopper inbound.
It will never compare to what was that sumo anime my wife and I watched a while ago? I forget the name of it. But like one of the intros to I think it was the first intro. I can't remember. But we watched the sumo intro, like a sumo anime, and the intro to it had like a bit where you had Japanese guys speaking very quickly, like in a song, and like the pitch of their voices escalated. So he would start like at the bottom, like going, and then and then it would get so high up, he'd be like, you know. Just my wife and I had such a ball listening to that intro over and over.
Good day's work.
It was so funny. Yeah, they are. It gets ridiculous. He face changes at the third tournament when he has his growth spurred, but his hair is the same. I'm okay with the hair being the same. The hair is iconic. I really like the credit song for Dragon Ball as well. Yeah, that's true. The credit song for Dragon Ball is also a good one. Yeah, and that's the thing. I've actually liked a lot of the music that we've seen in a lot of the animes we've watched. Then again, most of it's like either like Japanese sort of like pop metal, or it's just straight Japanese pop. So I've rarely heard anything outside of that. So the English dub intro for Dragon Ball Z is trash, and the Japanese one is better. Do they do that thing where they have like an English version of a Japanese song, and that's why it's bad? Or is it like a different song entirely? I also like how this stream has just sort of devolved into we're just talking about Dragon Ball. No, completely different? Ah. That's the thing I don't get, is like some anime just let the intro play in Japanese. They don't dub it or anything, and I don't get why. I don't get why some of the intros get changed. Like a lot of the My Hero Academia and like Fairy Tail, like intro and outros were always in Japanese. You know, they didn't redub them at all. Maybe it's a licensing thing where they just can't legally do it, so they have to make up their own thing.
We've infiltrated the enemy position. We're in the lead. Changing mag.
The Japanese one is iconic and used in all of their games. You might have just passively heard it. Maybe.
Team scored.
Maybe. I'm probably going to hear the English version and then just... I'm probably going to hear the English version unless I turn the dub on. Because I'm assuming the Japanese version is in the Japanese dub of the show. At least on Crunchyroll, unless they, like, uniform it at some point. I don't know.
Hostile made it through.
I'm going.
Team member made it through.
I did it. Yeah, Sailor Moon sounds weird if you hear it translated into English. Yeah. It's one of those things too, right? Where isn't like aren't there like different rules for like the Japanese language by comparison to English that like cause certain words to be mistranslated often?
Hostile infiltrated. Defend our position.
I've heard it's a common thing that translating from Japanese to English gets complicated by things. Like, granted, I don't know shit about Japanese. I mean, domo arigato, Mr. Orobato is all I know. So, I'm probably a bad person to speak on this, but in the immortal words of everybody, fuck it.
Team member infiltrated. Juggernaut ready for delivery.
You know, my wife actually watched a decent bit of Sailor Moon, at least like the first like season of like the first show of it, as far as I know. She liked it. We need to get back into watching that. We tend to get into a habit of like starting a bunch of different anime at once and then not finishing them, and then I usually finish them on my own, like later sometimes. Or the main ones we have to wait months and months because we're busy going back and forth. On Crunchyroll, it's weird. By about episode 70, Dragon Ball Z started auto-putting English subtitles on, even on the English dub, and I had to manually switch them off every episode. That is weird.
Blitz.
That is weird.
Score by reaching the enemy portal.
This is one thing as well. I watched one anime that was I watched a Girlfriend just because I was scrolling through like I like watching the relationship drama ones for some reason. I just find them to be really funny with how they
Chopper inbound.
make relationships entertaining. But I also like read the premise of Girlfriend where a guy gets into like a polygamous relationship pretty much. And I just thought that sounded funny. And so I watched it just on my own. And it was extremely fan servicey. And it also was really funny watching Naoya, the protagonist, deal with Saki and what's the blue-haired girl's name? Nagisa. Having the two of them fight for Naoya's affections while also living with him is just sort of like a funny premise to see play out. And then the introduction of like the blonde girl and the white-haired girl like getting added to the harem just made it funnier, just because they're all different personalities, and it's really playing on that sort of. Naoya is sort of like a very simple-minded, like pure, hard-working dude, so he's not like a lecherous perv, like Kazuma is from
We're in the lead.
what's that anime called?
Winning this fight.
I'm.
Enemy team
You know the anime. It's the one where he wakes up in a new world and he's a perv, and he meets Darkness, Megumin, and Aqua. I forget the name of that show at the moment, but it's like, it's that sort of like type of show, but the protagonist is like really sort of wholesome, so it doesn't feel as perverted as it is, in a weird sort of way. And I've had a lot of fun watching that show, although the fan service gets really like it really toes the line between like full-on nudity at times. It's like really close. You know, it's like having like a nickel over a nipple. You know, like very very judiciously placed like smoke and rags and things to prevent full-on nudity from happening. It's almost funny watching the nudity try to be nude but not get there. It's very funny. Anyway, back to chat. See, Crunchyroll still doesn't have the English dub of Dragon Ball Daima. I eventually caved and just watched the original Japanese audio.
Juggernaut ready for delivery.
That's not a good sign.
Team member made it through.
Doesn't that usually mean that there's not a big enough reception for Daima? Or for a show when there's not a dub of it after a significant portion of time?
Member infiltrated.
Now, is Daima the newest one? Because if it's the newest one, I can kind of give it a pass. If that's like, you know, the first thing, the last thing they released
Shock and awe commencing.
for a while.
Team member made it through.
If you want a funny fact, Launch isn't in Dragon Ball Z because Toriyama forgot about her. Wow. That's... I don't know if that's funny, sad, or both. Probably both. That's funny though. How, you just forget a character. Now granted, I'm not that big a fan of Launch as a character. Her gimmick is kind of eh.
We've infiltrated the enemy position. Keep
And also
pushing
it's just she's just kind of there as someone for Roshi to, you know, be a perv around. And I like the humor around it, but just her as a character is kind of meh. But yeah. See no, it has been dubbed, they just haven't released it.
Nice work,
Wait,
boys.
why would they dub it and not release it? That doesn't make sense. Is it one of those things where it's on like a home media release, but it's not on the official like Crunchyroll thing? Oh, could it be a thing where maybe they dubbed it during the Funimation era, and because they recently dubbed it, they can't like the licensor doesn't like the license doesn't allow them to put it on Crunchyroll, something like that? 'Cause that's the only reason that I could believe why it would be dubbed but not released yet. Unless they just can't upload it for some legal reason besides that. I don't know. Dubbing rules are strange. Apparently Super had the same thing. There was like a year wait or something, but it's over a year now. I just want to see it properly. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I can imagine that there's probably just a lot of traffic for, you know, anime dubbing, because as far as I know, the anime dubbing industry, well, like the anime voice acting industry in Japan is much broader than outside of it, right? Like there are more Japanese voice actors for anime than there are like English voice actors, for instance. At least as far as I know. So, I mean, I can kind of understand if it takes the English dubs longer to do things. But at the same time, it's like, if the show's been out a year and it's like a high-profile one, you should probably dub it. It doesn't really make sense to not dub something that's
Enemy team scored.
from a popular brand.
We've infiltrated the enemy position. Keep pushing forward.
The whole series doesn't do the best job portraying their female characters. Very few other than Bulma get anything to do.
Defend our position.
Well, I
Team
mean,
member infiltrated.
now is that a problem of the writer of the manga, or is that like a problem with sort of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z setting that as a precedent, and then they just kind of copy that over and over? Because I mean, the show is pretty much about like dudes fighting each other a lot, so I mean, I can kind of see why the female characters would kind of not be as prevalent.
Enemy team scored.
But I mean, you can always write around it, and if they didn't write around it, that's on them.
Squad scored. Hostile infiltrated. We've infiltrated the enemy position. Keep pushing forward. Super Hind standing by.
Oh shit! I did not mean to press that. No.
Hostile made it through. Ghost squad scored.
Got a growly boy.
Team member made it through.
Probably down to the manga, and it seems to be pretty much on par with it. Ah, okay. Yep. I mean, if they just try to replicate the style of the original work that is from the manga, I can sort of understand why they would also copy the problems inadvertently.
Scored by reaching the enemy portal. Ghost squad has Juggernaut.
Now, one thing that has been sort of funny is I watched Ghost Stories, the English dub of Ghost Stories, with my wife a while ago. I don't know if I mentioned it at the time, but it was so much fun to watch that because the dub is so not what the show's going for, but it's incredibly funny because of how like stupid the English dub is in terms of like what they choose to dub and what they choose to say and just the like politically incorrect insults they throw around all the time are very funny.
Enemy team scored.
It's a good thing there's newer animes with eye candy to see. That's true.
Team member made it through.
This is one thing too. Anime as an art form is just an incredibly like appealing thing. Just getting outside of fan service, just as a thing, the basic anime model, like the basic anime style, is appealing.
We've infiltrated the enemy position. Keep pushing
You know,
forward.
and that's nice.
Hostile infiltrated.
What did you think of the Goku taking Bulma's undies off and her flashing Roshi? Yeah, they were. The Goku bit I thought was kind of funny.
Team scored.
Flashing Roshi was kind of like, eh. I mean, it's sort of one of those things where like the joke with Roshi being a perv is funny, but I feel like it's going to wear people down at different sort of speeds. You know, and after going halfway through the series and him just keep being a pervert the whole time, it is kind of getting, it's like, you know, unless they get really creative with it later on, I'm kind of like numb to the jokes with Roshi being a pervert at this point. Unless they're really creative in the way they make it funny, then I'm probably going to be kind of just eh.
Ghost squad scored.
There's a boxing anime on Netflix, Hajime no Ippo, that isn't politically correct at all with stuff they put in.
Hostile infiltrated. Defend our position. Team
I think I've
member
heard
made it
about
through.
that one. Is it like an older anime, like from like the 90s or something?
Hostile forces have Juggernaut Maniac.
Oh, they got a Juggernaut apparently.
Enemy team scored.
But we won! Woo!
Team member infiltrated.
He's more serious in the Demon King arc. You'll enjoy. Okay, good. Because I like when Roshi gets serious. I also like him as a Jackie Chun. I thought that was a funny. That's a funny sort of joke.
Good job. Report to command for debrief.
All right. All right. I think I'm gonna do one more round. Yeah, Jackie Chun was great. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more round of whatever match mode comes up next, and then I think I'll call it quits there. But this was fun. This was fun to stream again. I missed it. I miss chatting. Miss chatting with my boy Andy. Oh man, it's really nice to just have these just rando streams pop up where I can just chill and chat about stuff. I do miss ESAS. I wish I could bring it back, but I'm just not consistently available Saturdays. If YouTube was my full-time job, things would be very different. But, oh, we'll see. We got another Blitz match. All right, I'm going to drag this out just so we can have a good, long finale. Been fun having someone to talk anime with. Hope you get a chance to stream after Dragon Ball so I can get your thoughts. Yeah, I'll definitely try to stream sometime after we finish Dragon Ball. At the very least, after we finish the original Dragon Ball.
Blitz.
And yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll be happy to. It'd be fun. I am looking forward to this.
Scored by
I'm
reaching the enemy portal.
So in terms of Dragon Ball, we've got, where I'm at now, we're at the second tournament sort of round, or second run of the tournament thing. After that is the Piccolo thing, right? And then after that is the third martial arts tournament. That's the end. Did I get that right? Am I making sense?
Team member made it through. We're in the lead. Changing back. Ghost squad scored.
Yeah, so there's not too much longer to go now. Yeah. I mean, I think we're technically over the halfway point, right? Because there's like 160 something episodes, I think.
Guard dog ready.
So we're at the point where things are gonna probably shift.
We've infiltrated the enemy position. Keep pushing.
Oh, here's one thing. Which arc in Dragon Ball do you think is the weakest, like the original Dragon Ball? Because we had issues with the Red Ribbon Army saga. I felt like it went on for 30 years, Like it's just
Soldier, your sentry gun is ready.
just took so long to get anything done in that arc. The Red Ribbon one was pretty low as they kept changing things. Fortune Teller Baba arc was fun. Yeah. I liked parts of the Fortune Teller Baba bit, but I really don't like it when a character makes a deal with you and then constantly changes the rules, which she did a lot in that sort of like arena shit. I didn't like that very much. I wanted her to play by her own rules and stop changing them. The rest of the show is good apart from those 6 to 7 episodes I told you about. Okay. And you said those... So are those 6 to 7 episodes done by the time the second arc of the tournament goes around, or are they still to come? Because I know I've watched, like, probably, I think, 4 or 5 filler episodes at this point. Sort of like in between the end of the Fortune Teller arc and then the beginning of the beginning of this new tournament arc. Seeing Grandpa Gohan was nice. It was nice seeing Grandpa Gohan. It feels like they did drag out the reveal though, because it was very obvious that like the one masked character and Goku saying he's like smells familiar. It's like we get the reveal like 4 episodes after that. And it's like, come on, man, we all know. We all know already. Like when you make something that obvious, it's like you can't like beat around the bush for like 4 episodes afterward. Still to come? Okay. They're after things with the Demon King ends, but before the last tournament starts, before Goku gets aged up in size. Okay. Alright.
Keep fighting. Let's win this one.
I guess that's appropriate. It's probably good to have a couple of like filler things to sort of show the progress of time. Although, from watching the show, it did not feel like Goku aged up between... Like, it really doesn't feel like much time passed between, like Goku from the end of the first tournament to the beginning of the second one, it really doesn't feel like that much time has passed. I know they say that time has passed, but it doesn't feel like it. Maybe it's just me, but it definitely has a weird sort of... It feels like the show's pacing is pretty good, and then just we randomly skip forward at times.
We've infiltrated the enemy position. Keep pushing forward.
They basically cover Goku getting proper training to take on the final villain of the show. Okay. Okay, that seems appropriate then. That doesn't seem like useless wandering around in the world, which is what I had the most issue with. Like after the Fortune Teller thing ended, we went through like I don't know how many episodes it was, but it felt like several episodes just sort of ended, and I didn't feel anything happened. Like we dealt with those 2 idiots with the jar that like swallows people, and then there was like dealing with I can't even remember half this shit. I can't even remember it. That's how little I remember about the filler episodes before this tournament that we're watching now just started. Did take a while before you got to the second tournament. It's pretty good and ends on a really sad note that sets Goku on his mission to kill the Demon King. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Okay. The show sounds like a weird like mix of ups and downs.
Team member made it through.
I'm kind of looking forward to an emotional beat because a lot of the emotional beats tend to be sort of like almost happy-go-lucky in a sense, and I kind of want more serious moments to happen. But that's me, and I don't want to impart my demands onto someone else's art.
Alright, standing by. Friendly chopper inbound.
I will mention what I want, though. Come on, Jesus. Help me shoot robots. I think what you have left sets a better mix of having serious and lighthearted to enter next. Okay, that's good. And the show might have like a progressively like more mature tone as it goes, or like more serious moments will pop up as it goes, which I'm also fine with that as just a principle. I think the main thing with the show is that the only real serious moments I can remember are when that like Indian boy's dad died, and
Sentry gun is gone. Team member made it through.
actually I can't remember another moment that was serious because Emperor Pilaf is kind of a goofball. The Red Ribbon Army were also kind of goofballs as well.
Go squad
So
support.
like the Indian guy dying was like the most impactful moment, I think. At least that I can remember.
Hostile infiltrator.
No! I wanted to stab you. I stab at thee.
Guard dog ready.
Ah.
Care package ready for direction. Mark it.
Demon King arc has quite a few impactful moments. It's one of the best arcs of the entire series. Oh.
Team member
You're
made
bigging this up big time. I hope you're correct.
Care package ready for your mark. Soldier, your sentry gun is ready.
Oh, I had a nuke. I forgot about that.
Strike incoming.
Let's see if this goes off before they get into the thing up there. No. Wow. Right as it goes off. Don't think you'll be disappointed. I hope not. I hope it's good. Like I said, I don't mind if it's a little fun and silly, but I do want like I do want to feel some sort of high by the end, and I hope it ends on a good note. Hopefully it will.
Nice work, Ghosts. Well done.
Oh, but this was fun to do. This was fun just to stream at a random time and just chill for a little while. It's nice. All right. Well, that's a good stopping point, I believe. It was fun. I'll try to do it more often when I can. And now I'm excited for Dragon Ball again, which I wasn't at the beginning of the stream. Thank you, Andrew. You have helped me rekindle my inner monkey boy. Sure has been. Glad I was still up for it. Yeah. Hopefully you can go to bed now, because I know I gotta go to bed. I got no idea what time it is for you, but hopefully you can get some rest. But yeah, that'll be the end for this stream. So thank you for coming, Andrew. Just after 3 a.m. here in Scotland. You're welcome. Jeez, man. All right, well, get some rest. And yeah, just thank you for being here. And I'll see if I can do this more. I might put out a notification if I can plan this a little bit better. This was kind of on a whim. But we'll see what happens. So for now, I'd just like to thank you for watching, and I will see you later.